Among all the comparisons that have ignited controversy in the world of boxing, the comparison between Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao remains the most explosive, one that has split fans of the sport into two camps that refuse neutrality. Who is better? Who is greater? Who carries the bigger legacy inside the ring? A question that has remained without a clear answer, despite hundreds of analyses and thousands of debates. But can it be settled by one man? He is not an analyst, nor a commentator, nor a historian, but a fighter who stood against both men inside the same hell. A man who felt Pacquiao's power with his fists and witnessed Mayweather's defensive genius with his own face. A fighter who knows what it means to chase the crazy speed of the Filipino and to search for a crack in Floyd's iron wall. He is Shane "Sugar" Mosley, one of the purest and fiercest boxers of an entire generation. A man who never ran from a challenge. In fact, he always asked for it. Mosley was not just a name on the list of elite opponents, he was a real test for everyone. With his balanced offensive style, explosive power, and deep experience, he entered the ring with both men not just to survive, but to fight and drag each of them into the moment where the true mettle of kings is revealed. He faced Mayweather in a historic night that made the world hold its breath when Floyd was rocked for the first time in years, then stood against Pacquiao in a war of speed and relentless pressure. Shane Mosley is an insider witness, a man who tested the power of both, stood before them without hesitation, and saw both faces of greatness up close. That's why when Mosley speaks about who was stronger and who was greater, as we will see in this video, his words are not just an opinion, but a truth carved into his skin and etched onto his bones. The fight between Shane Mosley and Floyd Mayweather Jr. was one of the most anticipated clashes of 2010. It took place on May 1st at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas in a non-title bout that still carried exceptional value due to the weight of the names involved. The atmosphere was electrifying, and the crowd awaited the moment of truth. Could Mosley do what no one else had done against Floyd? From the first round, Mosley entered with visible confidence, moving lightly around the ring, trying to use his ability to change rhythm to surprise Floyd. He applied calculated pressure, stepping in and out to open new attack angles. As for Floyd, he relied on his calm, classic movement, measuring distance with his left jab, taking short, smart steps backward, and closing the angle with his shoulder defense. The round was close, but Floyd's precision gave him a slight edge. In the second round came the moment that defined the fight's history. Mosley found perfect timing and launched a shocking right hand that pierced Floyd's defense and landed directly on his jaw, causing Floyd to wobble for the first time in many years. The crowd erupted, and Floyd lost balance for several dangerous seconds. Realizing the opportunity, Mosley fired another, stronger right hand that buckled Floyd's knees and nearly dropped him. Floyd was forced to clinch, move backward, and tried to stay on his feet until he regained his balance. The round ended with Mosley pressing hard, but Floyd barely held on. The third and fourth round saw a major shift. Floyd gradually regained control, outperforming with his fast jab and high accuracy, while Mosley looked less sharp. Floyd moved intelligently, landing a punch then stepping out to the side, frustrating Mosley's attempts to advance. The crowd noticed that Floyd had survived the storm and was beginning to return to his natural rhythm. Mosley tried to press forward, but he could not find the perfect moment for his heavy right hand, as he did earlier. In the fifth round, Floyd began imposing his full rhythm. He used his speed and precision, striking in the center of the ring, then stepping away before Mosley could respond. Mosley's attempts to target the body were clear, but he could not break through the iron shoulder defense. Floyd grew more confident, while Mosley seemed to slow down slightly. The sixth and seventh rounds tested Mosley's stamina. Floyd continued to use speed and delivered a pestering jab that prevented Mosley from closing distance. Mosley tried to engage in direct exchanges, but struggled to land clean shots. Floyd, on the other hand, became more comfortable, reading every movement and anticipating every attempt, causing Mosley to hit air more often than he hit the target. The eighth and ninth rounds showcased Mayweather's near-complete technical dominance. Every time Mosley advanced, Floyd met him with a straight punch or a fast counter. Floyd's uppercuts began landing clearly, while fatigue became visible in Mosley's movement, and the danger he carried since round 2 seemed gone. The crowd watched as the fight shifted from a close battle into a tactical boxing masterclass. In the 10th round, Floyd continued his superiority, with speed becoming the decisive factor. Mosley tried to return, attacking from both sides, but Floyd responded with astonishing precision, landing, slipping away, disappearing behind his defense, then reappearing with a straight shot to the face. Mosley kept resisting, but he could not shift momentum or threaten the scorecards anymore. The 11 and 12 rounds made the picture even clearer. Floyd unleashed a series of quick punches that had an effect on Mosley, especially the close-range uppercuts that pushed him backward step by step. The crowd roared with every clean shot, while Mosley showed tremendous toughness, but slower response and far less effectiveness than in the early rounds. The final seconds saw limited exchanges, but control remained clearly in Mayweather's favor. When the result was announced, the judges delivered a unanimous decision in favor of Floyd Mayweather Jr. The fight between Shane Mosley and Manny Pacquiao was one of the most anticipated bouts of 2011. It took place on May 7th at the iconic MGM Grand in Las Vegas for the WBO welterweight title. The atmosphere was grand, and the crowd knew it was about to witness a clash between Mosley's veteran power and Pacquiao's phenomenal speed, a meeting of two completely different boxing schools. From the first round, Mosley entered with extreme caution, using his long experience to study his opponent before attacking. He threw his right jab several times, trying to read Pacquiao's reactions, while the Filipino moved lightly around the ring, changing angles, stepping in suddenly, then disappearing with a sidestep. Punches were few, but Pacquiao's speed gave him the edge at the end of the round. In the second round, Pacquiao began ramping up the accelerated rhythm he was famous for. He unleashed a series of short, rapid punches from unpredictable angles, forcing Mosley to retreat and defend with high guard. Mosley managed to land a straight shot to Pacquiao's body, but the Filipino responded instantly with a flurry of quick punches that pushed Mosley backward. The round clearly marked the beginning of the speed gap between the fighters. The third round was the biggest turning point. Midway through the round, as Mosley attempted to step in with a right hand, Pacquiao surprised him with a perfectly timed left that dropped Mosley for the first time in the fight. Mosley got up quickly, but could not hide his shock at the speed of the punch. He finished the round bravely but much more hesitant, while Pacquiao increased his steady pressure. Rounds 4 and 5 saw Mosley trying to contain the attack with backward steps and body shots, but he could not halt Pacquiao's accelerating pace. Pacquiao continued darting in and out with blinding speed. His punches were not only powerful, they came from unconventional angles, rendering Mosley's defense less effective than usual. The crowd roared at every surprise combination, while Mosley tried but failed to catch the rhythm. In the sixth round, Mosley began to feel the weight of the speed and pressure. Pacquiao kept pushing forward non-stop, landing, angling out, pressing in, and stepping away with only one move. Mosley attempted a surprise right hand, but it hit nothing but air. Pacquiao's punches began landing cleanly, especially to the head and shoulders. The seventh round was a battle of willpower. Mosley showed clear toughness, moving more and trying to exchange punches, but he was always half a step behind Pacquiao. The Filipino capitalized on every moment Mosley slowed, launching quick, short attacks that stole points and gave him full control of the fight's rhythm. In rounds 8 and 9, the gap became extremely clear. Pacquiao moved around Mosley like an untouchable shadow, while Mosley relied more on high guard and punch avoidance than on offense. Pacquiao kept pressing with combinations, one in the center, another from the left, then a sidestep opening a new angle. Mosley resisted but could not match speed with speed. The 10th round brought one of the most dramatic moments. Mosley knocked Pacquiao down after a light touch, but it counted legally as a knockdown. The crowd erupted, and although Mosley protested, the referee continued the fight. The punch was not strong, but its moral effect increased Pacquiao's dominance, allowing him to fully control the rest of the round. In the 11th round, Pacquiao maintained his relentless pressure. Mosley tried to hold him or slow him down, but he could not stop the stream of punches he kept receiving. Pacquiao became bolder, attacking from tight angles and slipping out before Mosley could counter. The 12th and final round was a round of ceiling domination. Mosley moved defensively more than offensively, while Pacquiao tried to finish big but settled for collecting more points with his fast, accurate attacks. The final seconds saw limited exchanges, but the control clearly remained with Pacquiao until the bell. When the result was announced, the judges delivered a unanimous decision in favor of Manny Pacquiao, after a fight in which the Filipino displayed exceptional speed and constant pressure that kept Mosley fighting, mostly in defensive mode, despite his experience and power. Years after both fights, nights, the question that occupied fans remained: who was the greater fighter inside the ring? Who was stronger, Floyd Mayweather or Manny Pacquiao? Shane Mosley, who faced both at their peaks, offered a rare perspective shaped by the experience of a man who took the punches from the same source. Mosley said Pacquiao's power felt like a small storm, unnatural speed, punches coming all at once, as if the Filipino moved in a different time zone inside the ring. He felt Pacquiao standing in front of him one moment, then disappearing the next, before unleashing a barrage of short, sharp punches that shook balance. But when he spoke about Floyd, Mosley used a completely different tone. He did not describe him as physically stronger, but mentally tougher. He said Floyd fights as if he sees everything before it happens. He reads his opponent, studies his steps, and punishes every small mistake, even the ones the audience cannot see. Iron defense, reflexes, the ability to control the rhythm for 12 rounds. For Mosley, this is what makes Floyd an unbreakable opponent. Mosley clarified that Pacquiao was more dangerous offensively and stronger in terms of pressure and accumulation, but Floyd was more complete, more controlling, and harder to penetrate. Pacquiao's power forces you to try to survive the fight, but Floyd's intelligence makes you feel like you are out of it from the first moment. And when Mosley was asked in the end whom he chooses as the greater boxer, he said, "It is not a matter of power, courage, or even number of punches, but a matter of who controls every moment and who does not allow you to be yourself inside the ring." And for him, that man was Floyd Mayweather Jr., the champion whose formula no one could break, no matter how fast, strong, or brave they were.